Hi guys, it's Julie Davison from juliedavison.com. We just finished up our Thursday night stamp therapy, and as I was clicking end, I saw, I think it was Nancy's comment that reminded me I was going to show you how to make this card. I was so busy with all my wrap up in the video that I didn't see it until the last second. So I'm just jumping on to show you this card here. This is the card that we're going to make. I just wanted to show you because it's a little bit weird how it's all, like it's just half die cut. So I'm just going to show you really quick. I cut some of the pieces that we need to make the card, and I'm just kind of guessing because I haven't made this card before. We're using the Timeless Tropical Stamp Set. This is the one we just got done using during the live, and I've got a card base here that is crumb cake. It's 5.5 by 5.5 by 8.5, and then cut in half. And then I have a piece of designer paper. This is 3 inches by 5.5 inches, and this is going to go at the top, just like this. And then this piece, I don't know if they might have used Sierra sand, soft suede, but I'm going to use tropical. Not tropical. Oh my gosh, I cannot talk. I think they may have used soft suede. I'm going to use crumb cake and soft suede ink. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp the trees on the cardstock. So this is a piece of cardstock. It's like 3 by 5.5. I think it's a little bit wider than that. And I'm going to stamp it over here on the side like this. And then we're going to use the dies. And here is the secret. We're going to line up the dies. Let me just kind of put this aside. I'm trying to uncover my big shot over here. And I need to switch to the platform. Okay. When we send this through, we're going to line up the die. And we're going to line up the plate so that it's not covering the bottom. The die will only cut through in the thickness of the sandwich when it's thick enough. So it'll die cut this part, but then when it gets to here, it won't die cut the end because there's not enough pressure against the die. So we're going to use the cutting plate to cut off where we want the die cut to stop cutting. So it's going to go straight across. I'm going to send this through the big shot. It's off camera, but I'm going to put it through just like how I showed you, where the cutting plate is not covering the entire die. Okay, bring it out here. Like I said, it was only covering the part of it. So when I take the die off, it only die cut the part. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take, you can take scissors or you can take your paper trimmer. I find that scissors may be a little more reliable. I would worry about cutting too far with the paper trimmer. Let's see, maybe I will try the paper trimmer for the second part of it. Okay, so I'm going to line that up, and right where this line is on the trimmer is where the blade is. This is the part I'm nervous about, but I think I got it lined up right, and then they're just going to come down. That got most of it, so now I can go back in with my snips and snip and make sure that's getting all the way down. And I also need to snip in the middle. This needs to come down just a little more. Okay, so that's how we get like this. The base of it is still on there. I feel like this card in the catalog maybe is a little bit shorter. I'm actually going to take my trimmer and trim this card front down just a little bit. I just cut it down to 4 inches. Okay, so we've got if I'm copying the catalog exactly how it is, I have a piece of the burlap ribbon, the braided burlap, and this is a really heavy twine. I would either use something like the tear and tape adhesive or the liquid glue, and I'm going to put this right, is that where I want it to go? I'll go just a little bit higher. I have to admit I'm not watching the comments. I'm sorry. Sylvia, I thought I must have missed live already. I just finished the live and then I forgot about this bonus project. And now I've got low battery. Oh, hold on. Close. Okay. I'm looking back at your comments because I couldn't see them all. Yes, I missed you guys already. Okay, this is just the bonus project that I forgot I was going to show you at the end of the last video. Okay, so we've got, I'll need to trim a little bit more off the end. I use tear and tape to hold the ribbon down. I'm going to cut those off with the scissors. I'm just going to take a little bit more off the end. Okay, and then this is going to go down here with regular adhesive. This almost needs like dimensionals or something because it's got to go over the burlap. I just thought this was cool in the catalog when I saw it, how it kind of like was still connected, but like half die cut. Okay, now for the words, we have this one, and I made sure to clean it. May your birthday be memorable. Does that not look very dark? That's better. And we're gonna cut this. Now this one, I could tell this is a little trick as well. I'm gonna punch this out, and let me show you the sample in the catalog. We could just leave it like this, but the sample in the catalog, it actually looks a little bit smaller, right? It's not as high. So let's do another little trick where we're going to use a Post-it note. I just had one. It's not even that messy in here right now. I had my little skinny Post-its. Oh well, we'll take a big Post-it. I'm going to cut it in half. Okay, and we're going to send it back through the punch. And so like this is where it is, and I'm just going to bring it down a little bit to cut some off the top. And then I'm going to do the same thing, and I'm using the Post-it to hold it in the punch. And I'm going to take a little bit off the bottom as well. Okay, so here is what I end up with. And let me see if I can show you. Here's the original punch, and here is what I ended up with. So I took a little off the top and a little off the bottom so that I ended up with this cool label, but a little bit smaller to fit the greeting a little bit more. Okay, then on the sample piece, they have just a really skinny, gosh, it's even skinnier than this. Just a real skinny little pop of color on the bottom of the greeting. And this is where I would normally use that adhesive mat that we used for the pineapple earlier, because the adhesive won't stick to the paper. It only sticks to the, like, it won't stick to the mat. So this is a nice way to add little bits of adhesive to smaller pieces. This is going to go across here. And then that's going to go on the card. I think the one thing that we missed is they used linen thread in addition to the burlap, but I think this will be okay. Okay, there's our card. We made a little mess in our flurry and hurry of things, but let me show you the catalog again. And let's fold this over. So here was the card that we were copying, and there is our finished card. So a little trick with the die and a little trick with the punch, and that's how we did that tropical Oasis card. All right, guys, that really is it for me right now. It's hard for me to stand, especially for an hour and talk for an hour. So I'm going to go put my feet up and have a cup of tea. I hope you guys have a good night. Thanks for tuning in a second time for the bonus project. Have a good night. Catch you later. Bye.